Just gonna make a little video here. Well, first I just want to mention here, how the Surrey area hospital staff, like this attendant who has a first aid certificate, thinks he's a doctor. So look, you can see how I got wrinkled and aged on film. So that's 10th Region side, and here's the high trip. Like that's how much life in prison, and that's how old his son is, and his daughter, and they're gonna go to prison for the rest of their natural life. You have a high school diploma. You know, if you were a secretary at at a dentist office, doesn't mean you could perform root canals, right? So his skill set is exactly at the hospital. Like he's working today, July 8th, 2025. So his skill set exactly is to be able to pour coffee, pass me my phone through the hole, charge my phone, and to fetch me things like a towel. Right. So you're going to see how my wrinkles are going to disappear by the time I walk to the end of this room. Within 7 seconds, the wrinkles are going to disappear because of my evolutionary characteristics. You can see how they disappeared. Right. And so once again, right there, that's his entire feet. And so anyways, I just had to start this because I just try to film. Like I threw it out now. My last video, it's on my last short, is going to show how I had a banana that wasn't ripe, but was over matured because the Surrey hospital. So you can see how I got wrinkles again because I went by the window. So if you go by that fire hydrant, like fire extinguisher right there. Let's see, right there. That's their families. That's their criminal rape network, right? Every one of them. And then right. Oh, that's not it. I'm trying to orientate it on. Oh, that's a little tricky because they're hacking my brain. There it is. I'm trying to orientate it still. It's a little tricky. It's like doing a bunch of stuff here, and all the robotics, like showing them right there. So that was all the robotics. If not, I would have got it easily. Like that's how. This is how easily I would have got it. So every time I was like, that's brain-computer interface, neuroprosthetics, showing them how they hack my body to justify violating my human experience. So anyways, I just do what I do here. So so the perpetrator just walked by me here. So that's what they look like, and they tried it again. So that's his home address. And they always pretend they live in a nice neighborhood, but they're going to live here on the poorest neighborhood in this town. They're going to be in the homeless shelter soon. And they pretend to be me, right? So that's a mental health issue. They have a personality disorder. So they need to be medicated. And watch what happens. He just got medicated remotely. Right? That's what you get for violating me. So anyways, I'm going to make a video. This is my Smarticus movie. In Smarticus, I go by the moniker Smarticus because, there's a Thracian god. Well, he wasn't really a god, but a Thracian called Spartacus. And if you've seen the movie 300, the Spartans, they were like the warrior Greeks that took on the Persians. Xerxes, he was God incarnate. And so that being said, the Spartacus, right? So I go by the moniker Smarticus. Smarticus, the Greek god of sarcasm. Because once again, they're giving me wrinkles here, and so there's more stuff. Like right there, that's allowing former patients. Right, so you can see how I recovered. Like, so when I, basically, I get to appeal my decision, right? So, Mrs. Lukens, a lawyer, she voted in favor for me, and how I was very fulsome and what have you, and but the doctor's like, well, he doesn't understand the consequences, and he doesn't understand the consequences, and you should read some of the stuff, like the grammar that of the transcript is atrocious. It's like he's mentally deficient, and so like it hurts my brain reading his writing, because they're like, well, do you have do you have a mental health disorder? It's like, no, I don't have a mental health disorder. I get anxiety. So I have a medical marijuana prescription for anxiety. That's not a mental health disorder. right? So I don't like, and they diagnosed me with schizoaffective disorder, which typically women get from 18 to 35. I'm a 47-year-old man, right? So I was assessed by 2 Canadian trained doctors and released without medication. But an African trained doctor who gave me an assessment that typically only women get, and bipolar characteristics. I've never exhibited bipolar. Bipolar is when you're super happy or super sad. In any of my videos, you never see me super happy or super sad. You might see me pissed off. That's about it, right? So anyways, then they're like, oh, psychosis, right? And and in a written proof, like I have written documentation, they're like, psychosis, he refused to take blood. As if somebody refusing to take blood would indicate that they're psychotic. Canada, you're idiots. I have proof of that. Like, so I got to go to the Superior Court of Justice, a real court, with a real judge. And I'm going to read it verbatim, like the words, like exhibit, whatever. It's going to be like, okay, he's psychotic. He refused to give blood investigations. How does that prove that somebody's psychotic? You're done as a country. Like Syria Hospital, you're done. You're done. You allowed Jackie Beaumont. She has like a remedial education. You allowed her. You should see some of the grammar. It's atrocious. Like instead of like go, they're like goes. Right? Oh, it hurt my brain reading it. It hurt my brain literally. Hurt my brain. Anyway, so that's why I'm going to make this sarcastic video to show you how smart I am. Because yesterday I looked online, and 4 to 11% of Americans believe the Earth is flat. 3% of British people believe the Earth is flat, and up to 20% of Brazilians believe the Earth is flat. Wow, Smarticus, like that, like how can you prove that the Earth isn't flat? How can you do this for us? Well, it's quite simply, guys. I'm going to be playing different roles here. So, Smarticus, you know what I do? First of all, I'm going to be like, okay, let's see. Oh, before I get into it, they're going to be like, so on May 5th, the day that I was hospitalized, I'm going to be able to show the Superior Court. I'm going to play the video where I was incredibly sarcastic when they said that I was being aggressive to customers. Right prior to the police call. Wow. You mean I have video evidence of me being sarcastic? And I'm going to be able to show this proof right here of me getting wrinkled and my wrinkles disappearing on film? Like, that's pretty strange. So I'm going to take another picture. Wow. So anyways, so Smarticus, you're going to be able to prove to us that the Earth isn't flat and chop some asses at the same time and emasculate people? Fucking right I am. So anyways, I'm going to do this. I'm going to allow the wrinkles to stay on my face. So you're going to see how this is abnormal biology. People don't recover from wrinkles and have it. And once again, in one of my hearings, they're like, okay, in the written evidence, they're like, well, we go by hearsay sometimes. Wow, Smarticus is like, holy shit, they go by hearsay. And you mean in civil and criminal court, hearsay is inadmissible? But to make it so somebody can be medicated and fuck up their brain isn't? Wow. You mean they ignored facts, like scientific proof? Like, the doctor's like, he claims that his DNA doesn't have telomeres. And it's like, wow, I sent you photographic evidence of my DNA profile, and it showed numbers missing in a column? And it showed a range of numbers? It said, whatever it was, say 6 to 12. And mine started at like, say, 10. And then it said like 6 to 15. And then mine started at a 12. Right. So that meant it would either start at 6 and finish at 10 or 12 or whatever. But mine didn't. I'll just show you. But he's like, oh, he claimed. It's like, no, I didn't claim, man, motherfucker. I showed you proof. Wow, Smarticus loves being sarcastic. And so here's the video that the government thought they deleted, like 1 hour video, but it shows all the proof. You just saved me a whole bunch of space on my phone. Thank you, Canada. Because I didn't show the one thing that you wanted to see. Huh. So let's see. Let's go to the proof file. Right in the proof. I'm going to hit them right in the logic. So he's like, well, he claims that he has different pectoral muscles. Wow. Those are different pectoral muscles. He claimed. And then they're like, oh, my half-sister Brandy Lee Slander. And slander is when they lie about somebody and they try to defame their character. And so here is this is from March 11th, and you can see that this is a police officer. But she said that I tried to jump from a moving car and when I seen a police cruiser, and I, Christian Eric Arnie Meyer, don't have a criminal record. That's pretty strange that somebody would want to jump from a moving car, but not want to run away from a police officer when he's seen him a month beforehand. And then he emailed his son, like, I'll just show you proof of this. Well, I'm not going to show you the message from my son because it would reveal his personal information possibly, and I don't want to do that. So let's see. So anyways, here's proof that my family went to a royal wedding. Like, look at that. 1871, a castle. Holy shit, a princess. Wow. The 28th of August, a royal ball. And my dad had servants. And wow, he's seen that he has extraordinary capabilities. Look at the color of my skin, my hands, compared to the color of my feet. So they're saying based on my hands that I have circulatory problems in my hands, but they're not indicated in my feet, meaning I have like heart problems. They're saying that I have heart problems in my hand, and you'll see right now, I don't have heart problems in my hand. Look at this. Look at Smarticus' hands, guys. They're not that color. Only his fingers are. Because since I posted that video online, they only make them connected to my fingers now. So here's the proof that that's what they connect to me. And this is what I am. So they're not claims, motherfuckers. It's proof. So let's see. Okay, Smarticus, let's chap some more asses. I like it when you chap asses. Okay, so I'm like, okay, I have a unique skeleton. And when I zoom into this picture here, you can see there's ankles right there. There's no bone right there, and there's no ridge right there on that guy's foot. But look at Smarticus's feet. He has an ankle right there, then he has a bone right there, a spur, and then a ridge right there. And he has it on both his feet. But the other guy didn't. And the other guy didn't have pectoral muscles like that? Wow. You mean there's 500 species of sharks and 11,000 species of birds, but people think there couldn't be 3 different species of human? You fucking idiots. Wow, look at this. This is a subliminal. Look at that picture right there. That's a subliminal image. That's a ghost like a ghost reading would reveal what they try to sell there, that con. A ghost meter, GAUSS. METER, or a Tesla meter, reveals magnetic indications. So the Canadian government puts a magnetic signature on surfaces to monitor people's movements, but they rig my movements and they rig pro sports. Here's how many pro athletes benefit from Christian Eric Arnie Meyer's DNA. And you can see there's an ashtray at the bottom here. This was my residence. Right. So wow, you mean? I'll just show you what I look like. So here's what I look like at 19. Wow, look at that. That's the second last Russian Tsar. Are you kidding me? Look at those eyes. They look identical. And so once again, I'll just show you what I look like here. So this is how wrinkled my face was in January 2nd, 2025. So I showed them this video proof that they denied. And here is my DNA telomeres. Wow, look at this, Smarticus. Smarticus is going to chop our asses with this one. So this one says, okay, it usually goes from 6 to 14. So it either starts at 14 or somewhere in between and starts at 6 and ends at 14. So that means this number right here. Like this number right here. See how I have numbers in those columns? It's like 7 to 16. Mine goes from 11 to 12. But this one I have 10. I don't have a fucking number in this column. And then it goes from 6 to 14. So I should have 2 numbers. That's what it's saying. This is saying that I should have 2 numbers in those columns. But oh wow, 2 different ones. I don't have numbers in those columns. And I'm blonde hair, blue-eyed white guy. Oh wow. You mean Edward VIII looks like Christian Eric Arnie Meyer, who was the last king of the United Kingdom? And Queen Victoria's oldest daughter, right here, this brunette, looks like my daughter when she was a child? Kaylee Jordan Meyer? And wow, look at this. Here's a white guy's back muscle structure, a typical Generation 1 biology back muscle. Here's my son's back muscle, Generation 1.5 back muscle, which is different than that guy's. And wow, look at that. They're different than his dad's, Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. Wow, different back muscle structures, who once again is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. I have to say this because people use augmented reality and brain-computer interface and neuroprosthetics to register and manipulate systems. So wow, 3 different muscle structures. Not muscle physiques, muscle structures. And look, here's that video with the nurse and the police from March. So, wow, you mean this nurse didn't think that Christian Eric Arnie Meyer should be brought in and informed in the hospital? And Dr. Ogbonna said that I was in Sault Ste. Marie since January, but this shows that I was living in Toronto in March. You fucking idiots. So anyways, these aren't claims. This is scientific fucking evidence, dumbass. And I'll show you more scientific evidence in a ghost reading. Here's what the Canadian government tries to do to me right now. And there's the profile right there that I'm Christian Eric Arnie Meyer and I run the system. You can see the face right there. There's the face right there. Watch when I blow up this picture. There's a face right there. You can clearly see the face right there. And that's when I predicted this. I was just a kid that I'd predict that I'd be in this room on July 8th, 2025. Because they knew that I had the future. Why do you think they keep me poor? Okay, so you mean, Smarticus, is it true that you doubled your money on the stock market in 16 days at least, or less? Either 16 days or 12 business days. Is that true? Oh, here's the proof right there. Wow, so you doubled your money. So at that point, how long did it typically take to double the money on the mutual fund? Oh, wow, 10 to 15 years. And I did it in 16 days. Wow. So Smarticus, is it true that you're first in the world in 2 different games? Okay, wow. So I've been first in the world in 2 different games. Number 1 out of every single human that played that game. Wow. That's pretty impressive. So you mean, Smarticus, the doctor's saying that you have grandiose beliefs and you turned down a modeling tryout in New York City when you were offered to, where you were almost guaranteed to become a professional model because you look like I'll show you that once again. This is what I look like at 19. This is what I look like at say 37. This is this. Let's see here. So. Where is it? So that's what it looked like at 19 when I was offered a modeling tryout in New York City. And oh, look at that. There's George the Sixth. So there's I'll just show you here. There's George the Sixth. Wow. He looks identical to Christian Eric Arnie Meyer, like his fucking twin. And the doctor's saying grandiose beliefs. You mean, Smarticus, did your half-sister Brandy Lee Slander, did she live on Princess Crescent? Yeah, as a matter of fact, she did. You mean, Smarticus, did you have a King Charles Cavalier fucking spaniel before you realized that you could be fucking king? Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did. Her name was Lola. Wow, so you mean, okay, that's quite circumstantial. I'm pretty sure with that, I'd be able to get fucking evidence for a DNA sample if I was in England. But they're like, oh, well, he has grandiose beliefs. So, wow, here's, there's proof right there. Wow. So when I put somebody on a straight flush in Texas Hold'em poker, when there's 2 straight flush possibilities, there was a 4 of a kind possibility, there was 3 full house possibilities, there was 6 straight possibilities, there was a 3 of a kind possibility, and 3 2-pair possibilities. So, you know, when you do the math, it works out to be, so how about, I'll do it this way. It works out to be 5,197,000,000 trillion. Or another way to say it is 5.197 quintillion. Or another way to say it is 5,197 quadrillion. You mean that's 5,197,000,000 billion? Yeah, and you did it on film and you never got sponsored. You got 50 views because of the C18 that's designed specifically to censor Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. Holy cow, Smarticus, you chop so much ass that they better sell fucking Lakota. Right? Wow, you mean you get wrinkled on film for being funny? And you mean Dr. Ogbonna wasn't able... I'll just play the video right here. So I'll just show you here, before I get into the Smarticus move. So here, I have to email multiple people. The staff has been deleting my emails. So anyways, so the Neural Image Magazine. Okay, so February 9th, 2024, a study published in the journal Neural Image reveals that recognizing sarcasm is a signal of a healthy brain. So here it indicates that he doesn't have a healthy brain. So I'm going to play this video. So in this video, you can really hear, I'm like, okay, most of my videos are serious, and this one won't be. So what's the opposite of serious? being humorous. Wow, Smarticus, thanks for clarifying that. So you mean when you change your voice, Smarticus, does that mean you're trying to be sarcastic, but you didn't have the Smarticus skills that you do today in 2025? Because this was in 2019 in a different fucking country, and the doctor tried to indicate your mental health from a different year as if it had anything to do with 6 years later your mental health current situation. Yeah, as a matter of fact, guys, Dr. Ogbonna, as Brandy Lee Slander likes to call him, that's the evidence that they submitted. You mean, Smarticus, did Dr. Ogbonna, did he use song lyrics against you to indicate your mental health? Yeah, as a matter of fact, he did. From Painting Remover. So let's see here. And so he's like, okay, well, before I play that, so he's like, well, he says that him and his kids would be the best athletes on the planet. So let's see here, this video here, this is, okay, you gotta, for this video, you have to understand, I tried once to throw the ball. My son was filming me, he paused it, I walked over, I filmed him, and he tried once with a soccer ball, and he's a blonde-haired, brown-eyed white kid. I have to say this because this kid pretended to be him, so they're all human hijackers, so they need to be terminated. They're hijacking my body. They have different blood than I do. A different blood type. Okay, Smarticus, is it true that Canada offered to pay you money for blood in the 90s, but they pretend you don't have exotic DNA? Yeah, that's true. Remember, this is the first time. So, like, look at. So when you see that post was 3 to 4 inches in diameter. My son was over 5 feet tall. He looks like about 3 feet tall in this video, and this was his first attempt. Okay, wow, Smarticus. So okay, so I'll show you that. So you can watch the whole video here. This is a straight flush best call ever. Look at, I have exactly 52 views. And look at that, 0 likes. But how many views do they pretend that I have online? Hundreds of millions of views. They lie. So anyways, so let's see. I'm just gonna jump right to it here. So anyways, I had the nut flush. The nut flush in Texas Hold'em poker is when you have an ace high flush. The only thing that can beat the nut flush is a straight flush or a royal flush. A straight flush is when you have 5 cards, like you have a straight and a flush at the same time. That's why it's called a straight flush. So like you would have like, so in this case, it was 9, 10, jack, queen, king of clubs. That's a straight flush. I had the ace. If he would have had 10, jack, queen, king, ace of clubs, that would have been a royal flush. So I had the 3rd best possible flush. It's called the nut flush, but there was a straight flush, so I didn't have the best possible hand. So anyways, if I'm like, he has the, I think he has the, I'm like, well, there's a potential straight flush. There's a 4 of a kind, and I think he has the king, right? So if I would have snap called if I thought he just had the straight, because the flush beats a straight. Right, so I inferred. Here's the proof that I inferred, because in my mind, that's the proof that that's the card that I was looking at. Like it was the king of clubs. So it should be the king of clubs. So no, not organic. So I inferred that it's the king. I say the king, but I didn't say the king of clubs. But anyway, so we'll play from here. So anyway, so in Bill C-18, it's like, okay, Canada could restrict online content if there's hate speech, and so we'll play this video and we'll show that there's no hate speech. So I'll play the whole thing.
Gotcha. So I went all in. So I lost with ace 10 versus ace deuce, and then they hit the miracle club.
Well, I have to hand in my phone here, so you can watch this video.
I think he might have the king. He had the king. So I would have folded if it was more than that, but I just wanted to show that I could put him on the king. If it was more than $2, I would have folded there, because I knew that he had the straight flush. I knew he had the straight flush, because that's my luck. If I had typical.
So you can watch the whole video. I have to end my phone because I'm at the cereal hospital, so I want to play the mentalist video. So once again, notice how what I say in the video, and when I say I can stop the cards with my mind, how I change my voice, the tone of my voice, as I was being sarcastic.
I've been
So here's the perpetrators that are hacking my internet.
posting a lot of serious videos, so I'm going to post one that's not so serious. I'm going to stop these cars with my mind.
So you can clearly hear how I changed the tone of my voice, and that was being sarcastic. I'm gonna stop these cars with my, you can't see it, but my hand was out, and if you can see, there's no cars on the roadway because they were at a light. So if once you see the car come up, you'll see that it was a European license plate, and you can see here it's from 6 years ago. 6 years, once again, ignore non-organic. My name is Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. Mentalist, maybe not, is from 6 years ago. This is 2019. And the doctor said, well, he thinks he could stop cars because he's king. In his writing, he had that in his writing. And he said that I was hospitalized with schizophrenia since 2017. And, I was assessed and released by the doctor in 2017. So the fact that I get to go to a Superior Court of Justice because they didn't let me go to a hearing, and I'm going to have video, like now I get an amicus that's be able, like in Canada, it's such a witch hunt that they're like, hey, okay, so I played that, so I don't have to play the rest of it. Well, I guess I'll play the rest of the video. The shot it is in Denmark, and that the cars didn't even honk the horn, so I had no worry about being injured whatsoever. They didn't even honk. And you look at the license plate, you'll see that it's a European license plate. They didn't even honk.
Here's some of that evolutionary
They didn't even honk because my hand was out. I had zero risk. I was like, I'm going to put, like, most of my videos are serious. I'm going to post a video that's not so serious. So once again, I'll just show you what the opposite of serious is. Let's see. Smarticus, can you tell us what the opposite of serious? Well, I'm going to get the verbatim Webster's dictionary. The opposite of seriousness. Seriousness. Similar to opposite words of seriousness. Noun, opposite. Okay, that's not it. What I guess I gotta put is, I have to phrase it like a Jeopardy question. What is the opposite of seriousness? Smarticus, I don't like it when they chop our asses. Okay, so let's see. What is in other words? So, what is the meaning of non-seriousness? The quality of not being serious. Okay, let's see. What's a synonym, antonym? What is the opposite of being serious? Jokingly, blithe, clever, comical, dry, facetious, farcical, flip, funny, in jest, ironical, jesting, joshingly, kiddingly. Okay, so wow. So you mean Smarticus, Dr. Ogbonna used a video that he submitted as evidence, and he clearly couldn't indicate the sarcasm and the fact that you said usually I'm serious, and now I'm gonna make one not so serious. So that's the opposite of serious. So you were clearly being you were joking. You're being farcical. You're being flip. You're being funny. Wow, holy shit! And you mean now that so I was gonna say this. So in Canada, you know how it's like a fucking witch hunt. You know what they could do? They could be like, hey, I don't like this guy. I don't fucking like this guy. This right here. Be like, I don't like this guy whatsoever. I'm gonna say that he's a threat to me. You know what happens? I'm gonna form to him. And then all of a sudden, your life, they fucking come and yank your life, like in my case, like the doctor, the emergency room physician, like in the Freedom of Information Act. Here's the proof right here. I'm going to show you in the subliminal. Here's the proof right here that the doctor had the paperwork in his hand even before he assessed me. So he predetermined that I was going to be hospitalized. So you mean, so they hospitalize you, and the first thing they do is take away your fucking phone. So you can't show them proof. You can't refuse it. So they keep you for 72 hours. So here's the proof that Dr. Ogbonna originally said that there was no beds available, so they kept me in the PICU for 10 days. Right? So there's the proof that he lied. And so that means, Smarticus. So he lied. And so here's the proof that you checked the board and it was half full. And he said that I was in there for 10 days. And so here's the proof that he said I improved enough to go to the main unit, Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. And it's day 65 now, and I haven't been in the PICU and I haven't taken medication. Wow, Smarticus. So you mean you're quite funny, you're sarcastic, and you like to. And so if indicating sarcasm is a sign of a healthy mind, probably utilizing it means you have a fucking fantastic mind. So once again, this is Smarticus adjusting the testosterone in his brain or estrogen in his brain. I'm changing the chemicals in my brain, and here's the proof with the positron emission tomography. Once again, that's the testosterone in my brain, and now I'm going to change the voice of my voice box, and you can see it's quite different with non-organic. So right there, I just proved that it's impossible for me to have a chemical imbalance. Can checkmate? You are fucking done as a country. And guess what? So I'm going to be like, okay, because I'm going to get a juror for this. I'm going to ask for a fucking jury. I'm going to be like, okay, so, they put me in the hospital, but I won't be sarcastic, but I'll be charming them. So be like, okay, so, so do you feel that when somebody's in a mental health facility, do you feel that it's necessary for them to take the medication that they require to alleviate their mental health stress? And Dr. Ogbonna is going to be like, well, yeah, that's kind of what we do. Like, logically, that's what he's going to say. So it'd be like, okay, so when I said that I had a prescription for medical marijuana for anxiety and you withheld it for over 60 days, did you feel that my mental health was going to improve or deteriorate over time? You're going to be over, man. You withheld my medical marijuana to alleviate anxiety for over 60 days in a mental health facility that's designed to reduce fucking people's mental health problems. Fuck you, Canada.